The Abrahamic religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam were created by the same institution.
Okay,
Yes.
so thank you. Yeah, go ahead. So, I kind of partly agree with you with the thing, but apart from the technological advancement, what are the other reasons why you're thinking maybe there's some connection within the Nephilim and the Aryan race, the Caucasian race?
How I found out, or what I found out, was like that they are like in Antarctica. You know, there's something in Antarctica.
Okay.
And when, for example, Germany had the war, like the Second World War, they had, for example, information from this place, Antarctica, and these people was like Nephilims, and that's the reason why Adolf wanted to be like have like Aryan race, you know, because they are the descendants of I don't know how to explain it in English. My English is not that good.
Okay.
But in the end, the Nephilims, or my point I want to say is that the Nephilims control the world that we live in, and they are like blood types, or like blood lineage of families, like I think 12 or 13, I don't know the exact number. And they control what's going on, the agenda of the world, who is in charge and who's not in charge, what kind of stuff is important right now or what not.
Okay.
And yes.
The time is up. Let me give you more to think about. Again, you're right. We're not racist here either. We're just explaining things. And like I like to tell people, we have been taught in classrooms that the Negroid race is closer to monkeys and are the most stupid of the Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. And we all studied that in school. There was no war because of it. You know, the world didn't end because of that, right? So if we have found things in scripture and in modern day history, we should be able to say it freely without, being gaslighted, okay? So that being said, the book of Enoch, which you're reading now, when you get to chapter 105, it tells you who potentially the first Adamic person with a whitish reddish skin and long hair was, okay? And when he was born, are you still there, NQ?
Yes, I'm listening.
Have you heard that story before, by the way?
No, I never read. I just read a little bit of Enoch, but people say to me it's not biblical, because you cannot read it.
It is. I know they say that, but of course, you can imagine the people saying that are people who don't want you to find out some of these things. See, also matters about the shape of the earth. You find it in Enoch also. But long story short, when the first person today, if you give birth to somebody who is whitish, long hair, you say, "Oh, beautiful, cute little baby." But then the first person that was given birth to with that whitish skin, his hair was long literally from birth, right? His father really freaked out, was so afraid. And in fact, he had to go confirm that what is wrong. And he said he's not human, right? He said it straight away that this child is not a human being. Imagine that. Because they knew. And guess, he didn't say he's not human and I don't know what it is. He didn't say he's not human, it looked like something strange. No. He said he's not human and it looks like the seed of the watchers. Exactly what you were saying about the Nephilim. In fact, he was suspecting that his wife has been raped by the watchers that you mentioned, Genesis 6. Do you see?
You're finished?
No, SBN, I wasn't talking to you. Just hold on. Just be patient, okay?
No, because I have to go just...
Oh, if you have to go, you can go and come back some other time. But just be patient. I'm just with this person. I go to this person and come to you, okay? So, NQ, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. I'm listening. Thank you for the knowledge.
It's not, by the way, I always say this because based on what I've seen also, there's something that Yeshua did. This man we call Yeshua, Jesus Christ, that can let even somebody like that is whitish and long-haired, blonde eyes, blue eyes, whatnot, to be saved into truth. Okay? To be saved into light. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can tell that this is not a racist agenda. Do you get it?
100%.
Exactly.
Can I add on red eyes with light skin and can I add on that?
Very good.
All right. In a real real life speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have these people already,
Mm-hmm.
but where can you find where they are? The majority of these people you're gonna find somewhere in Tanzania, in most of it in Tanzania. All right, you can Google it. They have red eyes the same way it described. These people with the red eyes, they're called albinos. You all call them albinos. And when you look at them, you will see the same description, but you will find where they originated and where they are, many of them. And that is in Africa, bro.
That's it. And that's another thing I didn't mention. That's because it wasn't fully defined in the book of Enoch. He said he had whitish, reddish skin, long hair, but he then called the eyes beautiful eyes. And I don't think he's talking about just beauty. I think there's something in the eyes, either bluish or albino-ish or something. I just didn't want to jump to that conclusion. But yes,
yeah, they said red. They said red eyes.
Oh, in Enoch, in your version of Enoch, right?
Yeah, they said red eyes, and only people with the red eyes, majority are in Tanzania.
Bobby Joy.
Interesting. Okay. Anyway, it's one of those things. So again, NQ, I'm sure you got the gist. It's not to be racist. You yourself have confirmed that, but you're kind of right. You want to watch the part 6. Let someone paste that interview here, right? You want to watch the part 6 of my interview, right? The people that are like this white skin, long hair, Caucasian, they are not Adamic. Okay? If I say they're not human, maybe somebody can come against me with, males and all that. So if I say human, that drags us into science. But if I say they are not Adamic, that keeps us within scripture, real human history. Right? They're apparently not Adamic. Now they can be mixed races, but I think the thing follows the father, okay, the haplogroup, right? So yes, I agree with you absolutely. Let's move to
Minister, it's early in the morning here. I'm gonna go to sleep. I followed you, and I'll talk to you. I'll join the live and keep on talking.
That's great. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much, the panelists.
Yeah. All right. So check that interview 91 podcast with Kunle Ministers or Kunle Ministers with 91 podcast. Check part 6. I specifically talked about that. So it's not a racist thing. It's just explaining the things we have seen. There are things that just don't make sense in human history. And we have to check it. And again, it's suspicious why these people that look like this, that constantly try to force everything to convince the world that people that look like this are more or less animals. And when we saw them in Western Africa, our ancestors, we didn't say, hey, let's check who is superior. That was not the first thought. The first thought was, have you had water to drink? Can you come sit down? Can you have a meal? I like your skin color. It's different from mine. That was the way we saw it. But they immediately thought superiority. Immediately thought who can be
Where you from?
And then when we check,
bro?
Okay,
Where you from?
Let's even check who is more human or who is Adamic or not. Okay, let's put this matter to rest. We'll discover that it's the other way around. You see.
Hey.
So, Mr. Gang, I wish you can help with this guys or other moderators, please. Okay, so was it SBN house? Color Skin, have I spoken with you?
No, not yet.
Let's go, 3 minutes.
Okay, I just want to throw my little cents in. I just want to give my background. First of all, I have a degree in religion.
Okay.
I've also studied theology. Let me say I've studied most of the religions in the world, and over time, this is my conclusion that religion is very different from spirituality.
Okay.
Religion is an institution that was created from Rome by the Roman Catholics. The Abrahamic religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam were created by the same institution, because when you look at them, you find that they have the same fathers, Abraham. And who cooked this up is the Roman Catholic Church. It's for gain, is to strip power of families, of mostly families, because what I see here is that as Africans, we lived independently. We live in small groups. First of all, when I graduated in 2010, I came out, my thesis, I did it on remove barbarism from Christianity. You will get African religion. I said Christianity.
That was your thesis, right?
That was my thesis.
Excuse me, sir.
Wow. Just a moment.
Excuse me, sir. I must go for these two.
Just wait for the person to finish speaking. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, and I went further to tell everybody around me that Judaism is pure African religion. I said, I have studied it. I have done my thesis in it. I have gone ahead and done another thesis in the Islamization of Nigeria. So I've looked at all of this and I've seen that, hey, at the end of the day, this is an institution built deliberately to strip Africans of their spirituality.
Wow. And a quick one. I don't think you did it outside the country, did you?
No.
Because if it was outside the country, you'd be surprised they wouldn't approve that topic. I'm just telling you.
True.
Go ahead. Let me add 2 more minutes to your time. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You know, these are the conclusions I came to on my own. Like, I went to my professor, I said, this bullshit. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they are all fake. He said, why? I said, I found that they are all fake. I'm not even giving my attention to a lot of things. It's an institution. It stripped African of their spirituality. We are doing empty practices that has no power. The power has been stripped off. The power is the ritual. It's your daily life, what you apply to your daily life, how you live your daily life. That is spirituality. But religion is as dry as a forest. It has no power. It has no power to save. It has no power to deliver. It has nothing. And we'll continue to be slaves until we get back our spirituality. And that's what I just want to tell this group, that forget arguing about which religion is better, which one is. They are all the same. The 3 Abrahamic religions are the problem of the world. Go and find out. Judaism pretends to be the superior. In fact, the first time I studied Judaism, when I found out they said they don't have the curse of Adam, I was like, wow. I was surprised that they don't have the curse of Adam. They said no, they were not born in sin. They've never known sin. That it is a construct to keep you constantly feeling below your potential. I was like, wow. When I got to know that, I just want to tell this group, please find spirituality and live which religion is better. They are all this.
Interesting. You know, yeah, your mic went a little off. Are you still there?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Just a moment. Alaikum salam. Just a minute.
Thank you. That's my contribution.
I want you to also watch the interviews I've done. You know, that's a word very strong you got there. You know, a very strong one. So I want you to watch the interviews I've also done. My interview with 91 podcast. Okay, are you still there?
Okay.
Because I've discovered that as dangerous and poisonous as religion is, I do not think the scriptures should be discarded. There is a lot in those books of the Bible, right? There's a whole lot in them, right? So what I discovered is that they've taken African history, more or less world history, which of course starts in Africa, split it into 3 heads, a 3-headed monster called Abrahamic religions, right? And they brought all of them back to Africa and turned Africans back to each other. And guess what? The deception is so real that they are practicing these 3-headed religions in their own right, but they didn't put some of the barbarisms in it, they didn't put some of the extremism in it, and they put themselves at the top of those religions. If an African is to come into those religions from whom they took the stories, he would always be beneath. Do you understand what I'm saying, Color Skin?
Very well.
So there are some things we found in the scripture. I mean, the reason why the deception is so confusing is because the truth. By the way, do you speak any African languages? What part of Africa are you from?
I'm from the Niger Delta.
Oh, okay.
Nigeria, yeah.
Right, that's brilliant. So, we discovered, right, by our own independent research also, that from all indications, those stories were not just empty stories, the Bible stories, by the way. Okay, I'm not sure what your own confusion says.
Hello.
Okay, you can help me with that person. So, but that the people that actually wrote them, of course, were not like this. They were like this. But those books were stolen early enough, misinterpreted, put skin color into it, right? Still accurate largely, and then brought back. You see, and we are beginning to see a lot of African
Because I joined this live.
we're beginning to see that's a child's movement. We're beginning to see African culture, African ancestors in those stories. I would like you to watch my interview with 91 Podcast, part 1 to 6.
Okay, I will.
Please. But you need to copy where it is to find where it is. You just said you do.
All right.
Copy the text, someone will paste it to you.